racing again after a break that seemed like forever, but here we are for SECCA Round 8 at Bradley Farm in Bessemer, Alabama. Chase is lined up here in a crowded junior class with 19 riders on the road. These junior starts can get crazy, so Chase is taking a wide line to try to stay out of potential pileups in the first turn. He goes into the woods about mid-pack, which is good, but he's going to eat a lot of dust. As you can tell, it's very dry, and we haven't had any rain here in central Alabama in at least a couple of weeks. This is going to make the conditions tough today, and combine that with high temp in the upper 90s, and this is going to be a race to survive. This is a complete 180 from last year when there was a huge rainstorm the night before the race, and volunteers had to scramble to build a bridge over the creek that became a raging river. The format for today's race is a 4-moto format. Chase and I will race in 2 one-hour motos. This is the first moto.
Can't see anything.
Visibility was a huge problem at this race all day due to the dusty conditions. Chase is recording with a new GoPro Hero 7 Black, so let us know what you think of his video footage in the comments. So let's cut to my camera. It's time for my row to start in the C40 Plus class. I was a little off my game for the start, and I paid the price by eating a lot of dust in this wood section. Bradley Farm is always a great place to race. Brad Bradley puts tremendous effort into getting this place ready to race every year, and he's laid out a great course this year. Unfortunately, the lack of rain turned the dirt into a silty powder that was relentless all day long.
That was not my best start.
Bradley Farm doesn't have a lot of big hills, but it does have a hillside that runs the length of the property. This first part of the course goes up and down that hillside several times. This was the first uphill on the course, and these hills were a lot of fun.
Looks like the whole class is still pretty close together. I didn't bring enough stair off for this one.
I caught up to my friend Chris Waldrop here. He got ahead of me at the start, but he and I are very close in skill level, so it's fun to ride and race with him. It gave me just a little bit of extra motivation. Chase is approaching the creek crossing that I mentioned earlier, and it looks a little different from last year. This was the gateway to the grass track that was the best part of the course this year. It was wide open riding without so much dust, and Chase has his TE150 screaming. Chase left the door open, and his friend Kyle was able to make a pass here. Sometimes I get a little delirious in these races, and I started thinking of this creek crossing as the gateway to the grass track. This is what I saw every time I crossed it. anybody else who raced see that too? I'm just curious. Chase finished the first lap just behind Kyle in 11th place with a lap time of 22 minutes, 22 seconds. I'm still chasing Chris here, and I'm looking for an opportunity to pass. Finished the first lap in 8th place in the C40 class just behind Chris with a time of 24 minutes 32 seconds. So I was finally able to get the pass on Chris there. That was a line that a lot of people were taking all day long to get out of the dirt and stay into the grass some. I stayed outside of all the hay bales, so I think I was all right there with that pass. If the creek crossing was the gateway to the grass track, then this place was the gateway to, well, the gateway to the dark forest. This was a tight woods area that would have been fantastic with a little rain, but this area just got rougher, hotter, and dustier as the day went on.
Crap, my clutch lever broke.
Chase finished his second lap in 10th place with a lap time of 21 minutes 38 seconds. So I finished my second lap in 7th place with a time of 23 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, have you ever done something and just had that feeling you were jinxing yourself while you were doing it? I made this video just a few weeks ago about the ProShot camera mount, and I went on and on about how well they stay on, I've never lost one, etc. Stays on very well.
Stays on very well. Stays on very well.
Well, there's a first time for everything, and I lost my mount and camera during the last lap of the first moto in this race. I'm not really sure what happened or how the mount got knocked loose, but I felt it hit my thigh and I watched it bounce into the thicket. Carson Bradley and his dad found the camera for me a couple days later, thank goodness.
It's recording.
It is?
Yeah.
Sure?
Give him a message. It is recording. It's recording.
Oh, it is. Found it. Took me less than 15 minutes too.
Yeah, it took me an hour yesterday.
Yeah, it took me less than 15.
I just moved the grass out of the way for you.
Well, yeah, I didn't even take long.
Okay, that's the end of my video for this moto, but Chase is heading into the gateway to the grass track for the last time in this moto. Chase finished the first moto in 10th place in junior class, and I finished the first moto in 7th place in the C40 class.
I fell and broke my clutch lever. This finger's cut. I feel it. You can see there's like a big thing that's like stabbing me. Where the heck is the thing? What the frick? I'm so lost. There it is. That was hot. Hot.
Alright, we're back for Moto 2 after the break, and Chase is on the front row again with the junior class. The dust certainly hasn't gotten any better since the first moto. Chase had a little miscalculation in that turn, and Hayden Dial was able to scoot by him there. This is one of the hill climbs that I mentioned earlier. This one's not difficult at all, but apparently two of the boys in junior got tangled up, and it's caused this bottleneck. Let's watch and see how Chase handles it. That's a pretty good job working through that bottleneck there, Chase. You made a couple of key passes there. During the break between motos, I was able to get a stick-on mount on top of my helmet and get my backup camera mounted. I'm not a fan of the top of the helmet video, but it's better than nothing, and I'm glad I set up the camera because there's some good stuff in this moto. I'm doing good just to be here on the starting line for the second moto. After the first moto, I went and spent about 10 minutes looking for my other camera in the blazing sun. I was feeling really bad during the break, and I thought it was just the dust or the heat. I don't know why I'm calling it a break. Between looking for my camera, working on Chase's clutch lever, and getting another camera mount set up, I really didn't have much of a break. It turns out I was coming down with a head cold at the time, so that would add to my lack of enthusiasm for this second moto. I've never quit a race between motos, so I was determined not to quit. With all that said, I guess eating all that dust on the first start gave me some motivation here on the second moto to pull the hole shot. My buddy Raven almost had it, but he overshot the turn. Now I just have to put up a smoke screen for the rest of my class. So I held Raven off for about 100 yards, so I'll take that. Does this hill look familiar? Yes, they are still bottlenecked here. My road's about 3.5 minutes behind the junior road leaving, so it's really surprising to see some of the same riders are still on the hill. Seriously though, 3 minutes is an eternity in a Harescramble. Let's see if I can get through this as efficiently as Chase did. Man, Chase is really making some good decisions, making good passes. He's doing really good in this second moto. Go, Chase, pick it up and go. Okay, finally moving again. Glad he got that out of the way. Alright, so Chase gets back past his friend Kyle here. Nice pass there, bud. Chase finished the first lap of the second moto in 11th place in the junior class with a time of 22 minutes and 54 seconds. I finished the first lap of the second moto in 6th place in the C40 class with a time of 23 minutes 45 seconds. Chase finished the second lap of the second moto in 9th place. And I didn't find the passes in the video, so it must have been a couple of guys that quit during that lap. His time was 22 minutes, 42 seconds. Chase was able to make 2 key passes in the last lap of the second moto. Right there he passed Gavin Smith, and then here he passes Cole Smith. After those 2 key passes, Chase finished the second moto in 7th place. I finished the second moto in 6th place in the C40 class. Chase had a combined result of 6th place in the junior class for the day, and I had a combined result of 6th place as well for the C40 class. I'm currently 5th place in the points for the year for the C40 class, and Chase is in 11th place for the points for the junior class. It was a hot and dusty day, but it was good to get back racing after a long summer break. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave us a comment and let us know what you think about the video format. We'll be racing on a regular basis through the end of the year, so stay tuned to the channel for more race videos. Thanks for watching.